We have a big movement that's happening at Capricorn, and it's especially going to be impacting Capricorn 3s, but we're going to get into it. Capricorn, this is your week ahead astrology forecast from Astrology Motivation by Born Without Boundaries Tarot. My name is Michelle and I am your astrologer. Please feel free to leave comments below at any point during this reading, and remember to subscribe to the channel so that you get the updates and notifications and can participate in the live chats about astrology that we have here daily, sometimes. So Capricorn, let's get into it. I'm going to start with what's impacting all of us, and then I'm going to go into what's impacting all of you, and then we're going to dig into specifics about the decans. And a decan it's a group of 10. It's a group of 10 degrees. So that would be, if your natal sun is somewhere between 0 and 10 degrees Capricorn, you are Capricorn 1. If your natal sun is somewhere between 10 and 20 degrees Capricorn, you are Capricorn 2s. And if your natal sun is located somewhere between 20 and 30 degrees Capricorn, you are Capricorn 3s. How do you know? You'll know if you get a free natal chart, and it's easy. You just Google free natal chart and you put in your birth date and you put in your birth time and your birth location. Your birth location won't really impact. Well, put in your birth location, and then you will find your full natal chart, and they'll tell you exactly where all of your planets are, at what degree of any sign that they're in. So we all know our birth date, which is our sun sign, but we don't tend to automatically know where our natal sun, which degree our natal sun is in that zodiac sign. You will get that information at a free natal chart. I recommend Cafe Astrology. This isn't a paid promotion. I just use them. They're very easy to use, very informative, so check that out. Can you still enjoy these readings? You absolutely can, because one way or the other, you'll feel this energy for all of you. The specifics are just going to help dig down and really get to pinpoint specific benchmarks or pressure points for each of you. And when I can quote the dates, I will let you know, because Capricorn 1s are usually December Capricorns. You know, at the beginning of the Capricorn season. Capricorn 2s are usually somewhere between like January 2nd and January 11th, and then you have 11th through the 21st, 22nd, but which are Capricorn 3s. But honestly, guys, that's kind of roughing it, because you never really know. But year by year, Capricorn season will begin and end on different dates. So, because it all depends on where the sun is. So just check out your natal chart. So what is impacting all of us? Well, Pluto is moving, and that is going to impact us globally. It is going to have a severe impact. Anytime Pluto moves, it is a tremendous reverberation. And so I would say that within the next year, because Pluto moves tomorrow on Thursday, within the next year, we're going to feel something. If not in the next 2 years, something is going to something, and it's going to be outward and bold and big and catastrophic. And that's just how it's going to be, because that's what happens when Pluto moves. Now, this impacts some of you specifically, very, very specifically, because Pluto has been sitting in Capricorn 3 on top of the latest Capricorns. So if your natal sun is between 25 and 30 degrees Capricorn, bam, immediately you know, or let's say not 30 degrees, 29, between 25 and 29 degrees Capricorn, you will know, you will have been impacted by Pluto a lot, and there has been major changes that have been happening over the past couple of years. Now Pluto is going to move into Aquarius. It'll be 0 degrees Aquarius on Thursday, on the 23rd, but that doesn't mean all of a sudden your natal sun isn't still conjunct to it, because they're still within a 5 degree difference of most of you. So especially those of you born at the very last days of Capricorn, Pluto is still going to be conjunct your natal sun, and it's going to be conjunct your natal sun for a while. So ultimately you will still feel the huge impact of change, but it will change, and you will feel the change, because Pluto is heading into Aquarius, and that's different than Capricorn. It has a different focus. So it's almost like where you experience the pressures coming from in your life to push you to change is going to be very different. Where you would have experienced them through work and career, now you're going to experience them through your community and society and societal obligations at large, maybe even technological advancements at large that will push you to move, to change, because that's really what Pluto is about. It's about destroying the old and like leaving it for fertilizer for the new. That's what Pluto's all about. So the way your life is changing, or the mechanisms that are pushing you to change, will change, and you will feel that, especially Capricorn 3s. Now, Saturn is impacting all of you, wherever Saturn is, because it's your ruling dignitary. And it's at 1 degrees Pisces for now, for this whole week. We've talked about that. That is still a very new energy, and it's still a very it's a challenging. It's almost like Saturn is on its best behavior because it's in its worst atmosphere. It doesn't really know how to behave. It's at its most vulnerable, so it needs to try. It's almost like when you're put in an uncomfortable situation, it awakens you in a way, and it makes you more open to compromise. And so I don't think Saturn is in the strongest position right now, but it's learning a lot. It is going to be trine to Mars, which is headed into Cancer on Saturday, and it's currently trine to the South Node in Scorpio, which means Saturn is a part of a grand water trine for this entire week. And that could kind of bring a laziness, a sense of laid backness or lethargy when it comes to things getting done. This isn't really about getting things done. It's more about finding a comfort zone or finding a comfortable level with things. Because you have the two malefics, Saturn and Mars, both in water energy. Water slows things down. Think of a bullet or a flash of energy going through water. It kind of slows it down. Though if it's electricity, that's going to, but Mars doesn't conduct itself like a lightning bolt, right? That's more Jupiter. So what I will say is, if all of you feel like this is kind of a laid back, lazy kind of week, or even if you don't want it to be, you're having a hard time getting things done, no, it's because your ruling dignitary is a part of a grand water trine, and it's just sort of like walking through quicksand right now. It doesn't mean anything bad is happening. In fact, I think it's almost like in some ways take more baths, like be by the water. It could it could help you understand things better and give you a sense of peace. Now, let's go into also, whenever Saturn and Mars are trine, it is a great time for getting things done, but it's not like progress. It's communion, it's compromise, it's setting things up, it's sort of the preliminary work, or just almost like the teamwork of it all. It's a good energy for, because they're both in water, it's a good energy for understanding what everybody's expectations are, so you can plan on that moving forward. So that's a good way to use it if you're talking about business. With Saturn in Pisces, we could be taking matters of the heart or things we've imagined much more seriously. And so taking action on manifesting dreams, on actually changing them from concept and starting to work on them in real time to manifest them into reality is a really good energy and it's a really good activity for Saturn trine Mars when they're both in water signs. So Capricorn ones, you are sextile to Saturn. Your natal suns are going to be sextile to Saturn, which is at 1 degrees Pisces, especially those of you who are born very early Capricorn season, which would be December Capricorns. You guys are going to be getting a lot of opportunities in business, in your career, or opportunity to be taken seriously, or opportunities from authority figures. This sextile is a very progressive and helpful sextile. So yeah, consider that a blessing. You do have a square to the current sun, which is in the 1st degrees of Aries, because it just entered Aries on Monday. You will be then square to, your natal suns will also be square to the new moon that we had on Tuesday. So there's a sense of difficulty getting started, or difficulty because your natal sun is square to the current sun. So feeling comfortable, feeling your courage, feeling like you're sure about things, you'll be questioning yourself a little bit. There's some sort of contention there. But if you face those challenges, you will actually grow a great deal and get a lot stronger. Squares offer opportunity through challenging you. So you could be challenged by your sense of yourself, or your sense of what you thought you were good at. And now you could have to learn something new, which could just expand upon your portfolio, if you will. You will also be trine to the North Node, which is in your natal suns will also be trine to the North Node. Hold on. So hold on. No. Trine to. Oh yeah, okay. So trine to the North Node in Venus in Taurus. So by Saturday, Venus is further along in the first decant of Taurus, and so it really affects those of you who are born closer to, say, January 2nd, January 1st, the very end of December. Those of you who are born toward the very end of the decant. So if your natal, say your natal sun is between 6 and 10 degrees Capricorn, it's that energy, it's that sense of, you guys will feel the trine to Venus in the North Node, which means a kind of peace or harmony, or sort of truce when it comes to dealing with emotionally volatile people. Hold on, that's somebody else. So it's saying it's not it's me. I wrote this down. I apologize. But there's a sense of being able to make tranquil and deal with emotionally volatile people, or with growth in your relationships, with handling new situations in your relationships. There's some sense of you being able to deal with that relatively well. You do have a square to Neptune, which could mean that there are challenges when it comes to waking people up, or making them focus, or finding focus inside yourself. But those are very, very early Capricorns, born at the very beginning of Capricorn season. And then when Mars enters Cancer on Saturday, and some of you are already feeling this, there's an opposition to Mars for Capricorn ones. And what that means is difficulty getting things done, maybe feeling volatile, popping off a lot, but still not being able to decide what's happening, feeling like somebody else is steering, that kind of sense. So what you have to offer to oppositions is faith, just finding your faith and trying to figure out, okay, what does God expect me to learn from this crazy position or things that I'm feeling? Now, by Monday, the moon is going to conjunct Mars, which for you guys in Capricorn 1, very beginning of Capricorn 1, it is going to be particularly moody and difficult, pop-offish and angry when that moon hits or conjuncts Mars just on Monday. So be very, very particular. You could be, this is when it says you could be dealing with very emotionally volatile people on that day. So you want to be prepared for that and not take it personally and be able to breathe through it. We have Capricorn 2s who have actually a square to Chiron, Mercury, and Jupiter, which in the middle of this week are conjunct each other. By the end of this week, Chiron is slipping into the third decant of Capricorn, but there's a square for Capricorn 2s, Mercury and Jupiter and Chiron. So the sense of making sense out of information that's just come out that is hurtful, or lack of information that you need that is holding you back in some way. You want to make changes, but you don't completely comprehend or understand. how to do them because somehow information is not comprehensible or that it's not available to you, and that is hindering growth, and you're dealing with a discomfort or not being heard or understood, being challenged in terms of like having that be a real pain in the ass because you're being challenged in terms of what you say, because there seems to be like dissonance. People aren't getting what you're trying to relay. But you guys are also trying to Venus and trine to Uranus, and by the end of this week, Venus and Uranus will be in conjunction. So that means there is some harmonious shifts or changes that you're actually going to welcome, you know, almost to appreciate different things, or things might surprise you that you value that you didn't used to value before. You might just take interest all of a sudden in stranger things, or be able to find harmony in different kinds of surprises or changes that come up in your finances or your or your relationship. Since it's trine, it would benefit you, it would work for you, you'll be able to figure out a way to make it work for you, or it will help you smooth some stuff out, you know, and bring harmony and balance back to the situation that might have been a little bit rocky. Capricorn 3s, like I said, especially the latest Capricorns, your natal suns are still conjunct to Pluto, so there is still dynamic changes going on. But once Pluto tomorrow on Thursday, March 23rd, once it enters into Aquarius, it'll be coming at you in different ways. There'll be different, the dynamics will push you from different directions. You'll feel the push coming from different directions. You guys are also sextile to Neptune, so there's opportunities coming from your dreams, your concepts, coming from surprising places that you didn't expect, or coming from brand new places. Also opportunities to be compassionate, creative, and loving. So beautiful stuff. You guys are also trying to the MC, which is not a planetary or planet or a planetary body. It's a position on our zodiac wheel that marks the beginning of the 10th house. Capricorn is the natural ruler of the 10th house, so there's a sense of harmony with what you want to do with yourself, and a sense of knowing like what you're inspired to be, or what you're inspired to do, or like your not mission in life, but yeah, maybe your career, some sort of harmony that comes this week in your career, something that makes it easier to like, or something that helps you understand something better, something that helps you, it's not necessarily progress, it just feel better about it, or come to terms with what you might actually want. So there could be some really benefits to career this week. Now, in general, it is a dynamic week for you guys. I think you do have that grand water trine buffering you all week that will help out a great deal to just slow things down and make them less impactful, less of a painful impact, more of just a wave of, oh my God, what happened? Please feel free to comment below and let me know how this energy is impacting you. Feel free to comment anything below. I love you guys, and I hope that you will subscribe to this channel so you can join those astrology live chats. And please join me for your tarot card reading of the week over on Born Without Boundaries Tarot. I love you guys, and I will see you in the videos.